Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Sell Beyond, Launch and Grow on Amazon Europe. Do you want to launch on Amazon Europe and don't know where to start? Are you looking to grow on Amazon Europe, but feel you're shooting from the hip? Running an Amazon account can be challenging enough when you're dealing with only one country. For most of you, that might be Amazon UK. If you're growing an Amazon business and thinking about Amazon Europe, you need a plan that works from the whole business. My name is Dr. Heloise Finch. I'm founder of Sell Beyond. We help companies build a better Amazon business through training, coaching, and consulting. This afternoon, we've got 25 minutes to explore some of the practical steps you can take as a leader, a business owner, or Amazon manager to improve your business results on Amazon Europe. Let's have a look at a few key issues that I often see among business owners on Amazon Europe. When business results are not as good as they can be, I often hear the following. See if any of these resonate with you. We know there is an opportunity, but our team is overwhelmed. We don't know where to start with pan-European FBA. We don't have the resources to scale on Amazon Europe. We want to check our current translations are correct. We have a constant issue with case logs that's hampering our Amazon growth. Maybe you can relate. Feel like these challenges are something that your business is facing? In this short session, 25 minutes, I want to help you get clarity on making decisions about launching and growing on Amazon Europe, to help you get some results. The style of today's session is very much going to be in the Amazon coaching style. I want you to be reflecting on how you are running the Amazon business that you're in, your Amazon division, or your Amazon sales channel. The main thing I want you to take away from today's session is clarity. I want you to get 1, 2, or 3 ideas that you can reflect on and adapt to your own business. So let's start with a simple statistic. 3,400 products are sold per minute on Amazon Europe. That's impressive, isn't it? You might have seen that statistic before. It's one of Amazon's figures from its global seller program. But how does that affect you? Could they be your products? Is there demand? And would your products be profitable in the EU? For sure, recent political events between the UK and EU made it difficult to manage regular export to Europe from the UK in 2021. Equally, teams looking to launch on Amazon Europe from North America or from India can feel overwhelmed at all of the hurdles there seem to be to go and sell in 4, 5, 6, 7 different countries. So why are we more likely to feel overwhelmed about the European opportunity than excited by it? Let's take a step back. Sometimes, as Amazon managers or business leaders or business owners, we have a fear of making decisions and taking a leap. So ask yourself, when it comes to Amazon, can everybody in your business or everybody in the division that you're looking at repeat the Amazon vision and goal? And if not, do you know the vision and goal when it comes to Amazon or Amazon Europe? Understanding the importance of Amazon Europe for your overall business strategy will allow you to start focusing on where you should invest. Amazon is a very, very complicated technical platform, but your business is also specific. We've got to make sure that they work them together. Once you're clear on how you can use Amazon Europe to grow your business, it will allow you to focus on where you should invest and then how your team can deliver it. Without a clear vision and goals, it's almost impossible to execute efficiently and scale up. Let me illustrate what I mean. I want to show you the 4 ways you can increase sales on any Amazon marketplace. That's right. 4. There's only 4 choices. Let's take a look at them. so you can get clarity on which is the best opportunity for you. Whether we think we're going to grow on Amazon in Europe, USA, the UK, Middle East, we have a simple choice. Which box are we going to pick to drive our own business growth? So there are two axes, and these are the two principal drivers of growth for your business. The first vertical axis here is getting new customers. Driving growth by getting your product in front of people and getting them to buy it, and then getting your product in front of more people. So the first quadrant is increasing organic conversion. You may be familiar with this term. It might be new to you. It means once somebody lands on your product page, are they likely to buy your product? Are they going to hop off and buy the competitors? That means we've got to focus on our product proposition. That means do people know why they should buy it? Does it mean something for them? Is it going to solve their problem? Do we understand how to use it? Once we have those nailed, that might be in the SEO copy, the title, the A+ content, people are more likely to buy. So one way of growing is focusing on increasing the number of people who buy when they hit your product page, any one of your product pages. The second way, if we go up the vertical axis, is to get your product in front of more eyeballs. And one of the ways to do that is through pay-per-click advertising. It's not the only way, because we also can increase our organic conversion, but we can increase our pay-per-click conversion. We put more money, get our product, our sponsored brand, our display ads in front of more eyeballs, and then make sure that those people that click also convert to the product. So we can drive Amazon growth through new Amazon customers, or we can drive Amazon growth through new Amazon products. So that might be adding variations, adding a new complementary product, adding a new range, adding a new category. So this is another way to add Amazon products. And the fourth way is we can grow by entering new markets. That means we're looking for new customers overseas, and it's more of a stretch than trying to get more customers in our home market. So Amazon Europe, if we're launching in a new marketplace, is squarely in this area. And if we want to increase sales, it's very particular. We have to think about it in a different way to these other quadrants, because effectively, if you're on Amazon UK, this one you can do in English, this one you can do in English, this one you're going to be likely doing in foreign languages. There's no one answer. Every business is different. Take the time to consider which box you should work on this quarter, Q4 now, and which might be the right box to work on in Q1 in the beginning of 2023. Are you looking to maximize revenue from category management and range? In this case, you're looking to add new products. Are you looking to drive aggressive growth from advertising budget, get more market share? You're probably in the pay-per-click conversion. Could you do more with what you have without spraying and praying on ads? Potentially focus on increasing organic conversion. Is there an opportunity to sell the same products elsewhere because you're in control of your domestic market and maxing it out? Investing time and resources in Amazon Europe may well be the right focus for your team. So for some business owners and Amazon managers, even of very large companies, you may be right at the beginning of your Amazon Europe journey. So let's have a look at some of the basic facts. Some things that you'll need to get done on the finance and regulatory side. I won't spend a long time on it. Amazon does have a lot of resources for this. You need to figure out the things that you're selling. Can you sell them in Europe? Are there certifications, approvals, particular product packaging translations, hazmat guidelines that you need both to export to Europe and also to sell on Amazon Europe? Do you have VAT registration for Europe in Europe? Now, this is particularly important if you're going to hold inventory in a country outside your domestic market. Do you have an EORI number for the UK in the EU that allows you to export? Do you have a carrier who can store inventory in EU and drip feed to FBA? That's one solution. We'll go into more detail, but the logistics side and costing that out is very important before we start executing. For those of you that you will be shipping into Germany and using that pathway, you'll need a Lucid registration number. You can pay people to get that done for you. So that's all about packaging and recyclable packaging. The Amazon Europe Selling Guide is a great place to start for this. Certainly at Sell Beyond, we can recommend providers for some of these services as they do need specialist attention, excuse me. But beyond these factual things, what does the Amazon opportunity mean for your business? Now, one of my favorite business owners, an entrepreneur I've worked with for a number of years, he told us this week, 50% of my turnover is derived from Amazon Europe. And when I was talking to him about this LinkedIn Live, this is what he said. You could do loads of market research, or you could go for your bestseller in the home marketplace and try it abroad. After all, you knows what sells, and you believe in your products, right? Now, are you a cautious entrepreneur, or do you believe in what you sell? It sounds pretty stark, and of course, the choice is not black and white. But it does make you think, if you know that your product, for example, in the UK is doing well, people like it, you can get pay per click for it, you've got a USP, on the balance of probability in Europe, it might be worth taking a punt on the top 1, 2, 5, 10, 20 products that you sell. However, don't get me wrong, you do have to work out your margins and the cost of shipping to get your products to Europe. But it might be a breath of fresh air. We could overanalyze it, or we could just take a punt. But we must do the numbers. Now, I'm saying this, and I'd like to emphasize it really. One of the main challenges that we see with businesses of any size that have been burnt before in Amazon Europe is they haven't worked out the margins on shipping costs. They haven't worked out whether they should charge competitively or a premium rate on Amazon Europe. They haven't looked at how many objects they can get on a pallet to send into Amazon Europe. So the maths, the basic maths, is really important before anything else. I remember talking a couple of years ago to an entrepreneur who was selling kettlebells in the UK, like gym equipment, and had started selling them on the EU without working out how much it would cost to return the items. And after 6 months, he realized that the cost of sending back one kettlebell to the UK pretty much wiped out profit from 10 items. So all of these things, basic math, we must get it right, because it will inform the potential for growth. So it's definitely worth looking at. If we go back in here, we've got to get stuff to Amazon in Europe. There are a couple of different ways. Now, we speak to lots of businesses who will be, at the moment, sending parcels from the UK to the Amazon consumer in the EU. The stock is in UK, it might go out in a jiffy bag, it might go out by courier. It's shipped ad hoc to consumers. There can be a range of issues about that in terms of who's liable for VAT, in terms of carriers. It's not a scalable proposition, but it might be right for you if you want to dip your toe in the market. But if we know that Amazon consumers like getting things prime, they like getting things tomorrow without hassle, we might think it's not really answering the needs of consumers on Amazon. Might work for your website, but you're going to be missing out a bit of the market by doing that on a large scale, because Amazon consumers want it tomorrow, they want it easy. The second option, which is just coming back online and was around before Brexit, was taking advantage of the Amazon European Fulfillment Network. So it is possible now to register in some categories on Amazon to get Amazon to ship your stuff that's based in the UK, your stock in the UK, ship it to the EU. And vice versa. You can do it if you're selling across the EU and want things shipped into Britain by Amazon. Now, many people find that it's not cost effective, and it doesn't allow them to manage stock in multiple marketplaces in the optimum way. But that might be an option for some people because it requires less administrative expertise. Now, option 3 is the likely route for businesses that are serious about getting their product in front of consumers across Europe and scaling. Option 3 is you or your third-party logistics partner stack up pallets with a mix of boxed items on in the UK, send it to somewhere in the EU, potentially with a direct or indirect customs carrier, and that provider will also have a warehouse where they will then help you drip feed into FBA. Because, for example, if you're just about to launch on Amazon Europe, you may only have 200 units you could sell, or 1,000 units. That might not be enough for 3 months. So you will need an intermediary who can help you get stuff on into Amazon FBA. There are also providers that will ship from Europe. You don't have to go into the Amazon FBA. You can do merchant fulfilled. But these are the three options, and option 3 is more likely to be the one that helps you scale and grow. Your choice depends on your strategic goals and what looks like success for your business. Many companies we work with need support figuring this out. That's fine. There's a lot of variables in every business: cash flow, product availability, team resource, knowledge of Amazon technical areas, margin on Amazon, size of packaging. This will affect which option is right for you. I will give you a breakdown at the end of this LinkedIn Live so you can see where you score and help you get clarity on next steps. Before then, let's deal with another common issue that business owners face, and that is foreign language marketing on Amazon EU. Now, many of us here on this LinkedIn Live will be English speakers, and that means that we assume that we know the best way to present our products because we've probably looked at the marketing quite a lot in our own Amazon product pages, A+ brand store. Now, let's not forget that if we're selling to French, German, Spanish, Italian, Swedish, Dutch, Polish, or anything else, they love to see things presented in their language in a way that attracts them, builds their trust. So let's look at your options for foreign language marketing on Amazon EU. None of them is wrong. None of them are right. It depends on your attitude to risk, your attitude to scaling, your cash flow, your budget, and your attitude to investing in trust. So Amazon, if you press the sell globally button, Amazon will be able to provide you with automatic translations. Google Translate is also another option. This is perfectly fine if you want to test the market. You don't necessarily need to invest. You don't need to look at your UK listings, just bulk translate it all. You may hit some keywords. You may hit some things that French, German, Spanish people are searching for. You're definitely testing market appetite. Your pay-per-click is likely to be more expensive because you might not have the right keywords that people are looking for. In the middle is something here. We have Upwork and Fiverr. These are freelancer platforms. You might find somebody that can do you a translation for $5, $10, $15, $20. You might have someone you know that speaks the language. These are great options, again, for testing the market. It will be a bit more accurate, hopefully, than Google Translate, a bit more nuanced. But it's not necessarily the same marketing language as you would use in English. Now, an example of that, we see it quite a lot. I've had many businesses come to me where, for example, their IT manager was Spanish. So the IT manager translated the Spanish copy. And that's great because it's accurate. Does the IT manager know how to build emotion and excitement about the product, define benefits and features? Maybe not. So the copy will be words, but imagine in your own business, if your IT manager wrote all of the marketing copy, the Facebook social posts, would that be the right tone? So that can happen again in foreign languages. And again, if you do go for 2, 3, and 4, you're likely to get some tick box, customer trust and brand. Your pay-per-click probably will be less expensive because you may not have the nuance that allows people to convert. And you're also sacrificing consistency because if you know one person that does French, another person that does German, you outsource for the Spanish one, your brand voice, your proposition is unlikely to be the same in French, German, Spanish, Italian, Dutch, Swedish. So that is something to be aware of, that you won't be consistent. You won't be on the same level playing field if you outsource to different freelancers. One tip I have got for you, if you already have translations and you're looking to figure out where they're any good, go and look if your translator has put in keywords in the back office. That means go into inventory management, open up an edit listing, look at vital info. You will get a really good sense of how much your translator knows about SEO, knows about keywords, knows about search terms by going and looking at that. If it's blank, they don't know much about Amazon. If there's a repeating of lots of the same words, they've probably used Google Translate. And that might give you an indication of the quality of the translation you've already got. Naturally, the last area here is Amazon EU SEO expertise. If, like at Sell Beyond, we do, We have people to rewrite the listings in French, German, Spanish, Italian. We cross-check it with a proofreader, and our project manager speaks 5 languages, so we can guarantee consistency. That's a gold standard job. It's not right for everybody, but it does mean that pay-per-click and the translations are optimized. We make sure that the words in pay-per-click they're converting go back in the listings and that type of thing. So those are some options for you to consider when looking at foreign language marketing on Amazon EU. Now, if you will forgive me, just be aware Google Translate is like the cat cake, and native translated whatever site are like the real life cat. It does make a difference. It will make a difference to your the trust and the branding. Okay, so we all know that there are lots of things you could do, and I want to let you go away with something that is going to be concrete and right for your business. Now, what does an effective business operation look like on Amazon EU? As I said, every business has its own solution. You've got to figure out what's right for you. The businesses that I know that have scaled and grown on Amazon EU may have used us, may not. They've started by growing on Amazon UK, having a very clear product proposition and brand USP. It means the stuff looks good. It looks good. The infographics are there. The A+ is there. All of the SEO is there. Maybe 5 years ago, you could get away with something chunky. There are a lot of people in the market. They focus on making the UK right. They're then looking at growing market share by taking things away from their competitors in the UK, in the domestic market. They then plan, they invest in knowledge, resources, help to a launch on Amazon EU, looking at packaging, looking at carriers, looking at VAT, getting all of that in line, brand registry, trademarks, to make sure they're doing it in the right order rather than spraying and praying. The next step is to capitalize on your awesome UK products and branding to consolidate your first mover advantage on Amazon EU. There's a big opportunity. If the stuff is good in English, it'll be really good in French, German, Spanish, and Italian. It'll make your life a lot easier, and it will make it easier to scale. Many companies at this stage may have just done a Google Translate job here, and then they might come to us or other people and say, can you make our marketing in Europe as good as it is in English? Because this is where we scale up. This is where we're really putting welly behind the opportunity in the EU. The final part is developing processes and building resource to effectively run Amazon operations across multiple marketplaces. Now, this is where process, structure, delegation, those areas are things that will really, really make a difference and stop people firefighting by trying to run 5, 6, 7 markets at the same time. So I wanted to leave you with some reflections about how your Amazon business is going and what could you do to make sure you're going to launch in the UK right, to plan it right, or you're taking the steps to grow properly. So take a step. We've got 2 minutes here to think about, are you doing these different areas? Let's start with Amazon strategy. Is there a named person responsible for Amazon revenue, profitability, and process efficiency in your business? Do you have KPIs and milestones for Amazon set for the next 12 months? Is there a 90-day performance plan used by the whole team? Marketing, pay-per-click, logistics, commercial. Are the KPIs visible to everybody? Score yourself red, amber, or green for that one. Amazon logistics. Are you always in stock? Will you be able to stay in stock if you want to launch and grow on Amazon Europe? Do you have a process for sending items to Amazon or to your third-party warehouse that can be mirrored into the EU? If you don't have a good process in the UK, how are you going to make that work in the EU? Do you know your inventory performance score in the UK and Europe? Do you reserve inventory just for Amazon? Do you know about excess inventory fees or chargebacks? Again, score yourself red, amber, or green, because the Amazon logistics will be a key part of growing in Europe and having the right processes in place. Amazon commercial. Do you have a premium pricing strategy for Amazon in Europe, or will you be in a race to the bottom? Is your pay-per-click linked to inventory management? Is your pay-per-click linked to SEO copywriting in French, German, Spanish, Italian, Dutch, Swedish, Polish? Do you have the correct product information in every language? Is your brand store created and getting traffic? Amazon Creative. Is your product offer and branding as premium on Amazon as it is on your website? Do you have A+, A++, infographics and SEO for every listing? Has it all pulled through on the front end? Have you created videos for all your product pages and for pay-per-click campaigns? Do you A/B test copy through the Amazon testing feature? And analytics. Is someone in the business looking at profitability, stock forecasting, marketing effectiveness and conversion rate, keyword ranking, and brand analytics? Score yourself red, amber, or green for each of these 5 areas. I'm interested in any reflections you have about these areas that we've covered, and what you've taken from today's discussion. So do add a comment in the comment section about which area you think you might need to work on for your Amazon business, for your Amazon sales channel. So we're going to be running these LinkedIn Lives on a regular basis, and I'm going to keep them really short to give you some top tips to help you focus and reflect differently about the Amazon challenges that we're all facing today as business owners. So if you've got any questions, message me directly here. But otherwise, consider those 5 areas: strategy, logistics, commercial, creative, analytics. Consider the 4 quadrants. Do we need to do more with what we've got? Grow through pay-per-click, enter new markets or add new products. And think about what your attitude is to your business, the overall plan, and how Amazon Europe fits in. Do you believe in your product? Are your processes strong enough on Amazon? And think about some of these areas and look to drive the changes that will make your business a better Amazon business. Thank you very much for your time.